What's that famous thing from Clerks? I'm not even supposed to be here today. Here we are, everybody. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're feeling it the way you're supposed to. I did not check my settings for my audio. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. We're gonna say yes to that. We're gonna have a good time with those. We're gonna go ahead and do it this way and that way. Somebody let me know you're here. I know you're here. I know you're here as a little eyeball. Say 3. And you go back and forth on this. Haha, there we go. Well, at least this afternoon's class is showing up. How you doing, guys? This is the second part of the class. By the way, I did get it out there. Yes, you can hear me. Fair enough. Okay, so full disclosure here. Can the rest of the class know or give confirmation that I really sent it out this afternoon at about 2 o'clock, 2:15, 2:12? The only problem is that there's a filter that doesn't let me send it to multiple people sometimes. And our good friend Tina, who was supposed to watch that for me, didn't get it. Oh my gosh, here we are. Anyways, all right, guys, how we doing? What's new in the world? See? It's all good. So what's going on in the world? The world is, let's be honest, we're completely on fire, right? Our justice system's sideways, right? You do know how to entice me. Public humiliation. I get it. Sick teen after me. Fair enough. You can all just be that way. Be that way. So very unique kind of placement with Neptune right now. That Uranus kind of getting conjunct with Jupiter. Hang on to your hats, guys. Yeah, I did do that myself. True story, Trish. Get used to really craziness, because when Jupiter and Uranus get together, and right now it's at about 5 degrees, give or take, and that's really going to get together. Unfortunately, that does scream things like surprise attacks. That does scream things like cyber stuff. Listen, we've got a Mercury retrograde coming up here in about 6 days. You absolutely 100% beyond words need to back up all your stuff. 100%. It's going to be a bumpy ride on this one, because not only do you have Uranus and Jupiter talking to one another in conjunct. And by the way, it's like, you know how you have like that one friend that's always the corruptible one? And they're fine individually. By themselves, they're like, oh, they have techniques, and I could kind of see that. I could kind of do that. When Jupiter and Uranus get together, it's kind of like a tornado in Carolinas. Like somebody's losing a trailer. Something's going down, right? This is one of those things that are just, it's going to be one of those crazy placements. Oh, and by the way, I don't care how many quote unquote wins he has. This Jupiter Uranus conjunct is going to be an exclamation point, but something else subtly happened in the middle of our eclipse season here. We also had Mars go into Pisces. I think we're going to see a little bit of quit in him, to be honest with you. He's going to relax that a little bit. He's going to be like, why am I doing this? I'm going to fight this. I'm going to do this my own way. Oh, son of a monkey spunk. I lost a card. Card down. I have a confession to make. There has been a time where I've dropped cards and I saw what the card was and I was like, I don't really like that. I mean, is it me or is it spirit? We'll never know. Right? Blue Smellback. Don't know what that is. Hi, Donna. How are you? Chris, how's it going? Cece, great to see you. Melinda, thanks for tuning in. Paula, Tina, I feel like I'm in, I feel like I'm in the, the romper room here. So listen, we've got some cool things. I want to do some card readings. A couple of things, though. A lot of what you're seeing with these kind of quick, sudden changes. I mean, listen, I am still going to have sympathy and empathy for people that are shot that went to a theater to go watch a concert, right? Hey, Gina, how are you? And I'm still going to have that, but it is not lost on me that their current dictator tried to blame somebody else instead of actually looking at it, that maybe these guys had something to say about something. And they're trying to turn it into a political thing and all that other stuff. Everybody's got a job, I guess. I do have a tremendous amount of sympathy for the 150 plus, including children and all that other good stuff. It's horrible. Why is it that we need to prove a point with that? By the way, violence is the last resort of someone that has lost an argument. And again, I'm not going to be somebody that sits here and says, well, maybe Russia needs to look at itself. I've been saying that that was the first video that made me famous, guys. Hi, Russia, you kind of suck for doing this. It is an atrocity. And I am in no way, shape, or form condoning it. But imagine if you were in Ukraine and you're just watching a movie and all of a sudden missiles come flying in. Or maybe you're in the middle of delivering a baby and missiles come flying in. I have an incredible amount of empathy and sympathy for them as well. You know, our flags are bullshit. Our borders are made up. Our patriotism is only a source of anger. When used as a source of anger, I shouldn't say only. I mean, you can take tremendous pride in your heritage and the things that you found. But by the way, you don't gain that because a president tells you to. You gain it because the reason why we have cultural heritage pride is because your grandmother taught you how to make lumpkies. She painstakingly showed you how to roll out the dough. That is cultural understanding about where we come from. Not, the Italians have never really gotten along with the Swiss. I'm sorry, what? I just think it's all going to break. It's all going to break. I can't wait, actually, to be honest with you. Unfortunately, things are going to go sideways. And by the way, I'm not cheering that on. But in a moment of true George Carlin, isn't it about time? Right? I don't care who you are. Nobody saw Kate Middleton coming. Nobody. There is a very real possible scenario that Prince William will become king without a queen. By the way, pay attention to Nostradamus. One of his predictions were the king will stand alone on his throne in the final days. Can't make this stuff up, guys. I'm a fan of Kate Middleton. I don't necessarily like how they treat the entire royal family, but that's their business, right? I don't come to your Thanksgiving dinner table and say, hey, Uncle Louie's a little weird, but you could let him in, right? I get it. I understand it. Everybody's kind of got beef. But individually, she's class act. She was her mother-in-law without ever meeting her, right? In a lot of different ways. Hey, Valderi. Hello, Melinda again. It's a common conversation for me to have about, like, everybody loves to predict the royal family stuff because there's so many predictions about the royal family. That's one of the few things I don't touch. But I will tell you, energetically, astrologically, it's a weird time. It's a weird time to be king. Does that create an instability in the world? That's the stuff I'm looking at. We're trying to piece stuff together. We need all the friends we can get. And last but not least, I mean, we had another SpaceX go up. We had another payload go up from, I think it was India. I could be wrong on this. There's a last couple of, the space station is going to be closed down in a couple of years, and they're starting to go up and take away all the stuff, all the payload stuff out of it. And they said that they put up the last long-term rations for them. Like, usually there's rations up there when they get there. Now everybody's going to carry what they need to get up there, so then they can come back with less payload. That's a real challenging time, right? Meanwhile, we're seeing the rings of Saturn start to collapse, and we're starting to see the red dot on Jupiter get smaller. There was an article about a year ago about the likely scenario that the red spot will be gone in our lifetime. It has shrunk about 25% over the last 3 years. And, that doesn't mean it can't get bigger and smaller and that sort of thing. But these are the things that we have always. Yeah, that's what it is. Trish, thanks for the heads up on this. I think you're talking about another launch. But I think we have to remember we're living in a time of incredible change. And by the way, that is true of any time in life, right? But dude, pay attention. This stuff is real. We got Tiny Hands Orange Man going, oh my gosh, I can get away with anything. Do you really mean $454 million? Did you really mean that? Will somebody fucking stick to your guns? Anybody. Just one. Just one person. And then to find out that his daughter talks baby talk to him to get him to convince him to do things? What kind of twisted shit is this? Right? Where are we in all of this? I mean, this is the stuff. Remember when you read about Nero and about how he played the fiddle? He played the fiddle while Rome burned. And then you'd hear the salaciousness of Caligula, and you're like, oh my gosh, that would never go today. And then you read the court documents, and you're like, ah, it becomes a thing. If you take your time machine back to like 2014, and I told you that somebody was going to be elected president with virtually no political experience whatsoever, none, zero, zilch. They were a TV personality and they were bombastic, and they actually made one bombastic request after another and one baffle after another and blah, blah, blah. And by the way, I'm not trying to be political. I'm talking about the man's performance. And then you told me that they were going to try and throw an insurrection and overthrow the government so that then they could stay in power because they felt like they were going to preserve the democracy that way, which is the antithesis of a democracy. You would have told me that it is inconceivable. Never bet against a medium during the NCAA tournament. I'm just telling you. I'm doing pretty okay. I wasn't always a medium, right? Energy we're going through space is affecting every other planet. Yeah, it is. It's a big deal. All right, guys, listen, we got a handful of people. Hey, Colleen, how you been? How are you guys doing? How about we do some cards here, guys? Let's do that. So it's kind of an update from the desk, and I love that you guys are hanging out here. Good times had by all. Making sure we're all set here. By the way, just a little bit of a program note. I'm going to be down this Saturday in Bainbridge, New York. And by the way, if you don't know where Bainbridge is, if you're anywhere in the southern tier of New York State, you kind of go up to like Westchester and then you take a left. And it's over towards Binghamton, although not quite. It's just past Oneonta, but not far. It's kind of towards Cooperstown, if you will. It's in that general area, so forth and so on, and it's all good. I am going to be doing a sound healing, a sound bath for an old friend, Tina, who owns Seven Stones. And by the way, I want everybody to take a second and go to, if you're on Facebook, that's really their best outlet. Go to Seven Stones. Just type in Seven Stones Crystals in Bainbridge, New York. And go like their page. She actually does auctions sometimes with her crystals. I'm actually going to have a shelf down there. As many of you know, I've had a crystal shop for years, and I've still got a whole bunch of stuff. And I'm like, she's like, I need inventory. And I'm like, okay, I know what it's like. I'll come down. I'll bring that. I'll also tell you that we'll be doing the sound healing about 2:00 on Saturday. It is free, but we're asking for a donation. It's going towards the lights, if you will. And then at 5:30, I'm going to be doing a message circle. We're going to have a good time with that. And I really kind of cap it. I cap their space, not because it's actually a really big space. It's actually, it's a really cool space. So go check it out. If you're anywhere in the southern tier, if you're in Westchester, if you're in Albany, if you're in Utica, Syracuse area, it's worth a day trip. It is worth a day trip. She's building something really, really cool. Hey, Manny, how are you? So encourage these crystal shops. By the way, guys, I know that they're like a dime a dozen for a while. Have you noticed that a lot of them are closing? By the way, if everybody in the sound of my voice goes to a crystal shop every quarter and spends $50, and by the way, you spend that crap on the internet all the time anyways. Get in your car, go for an experience. If everybody in the sound of my voice spends $50 at one of these a quarter, $200 a year, which by the way, you do that in one Amazon order. I know you guys, I've seen your stuff. I've stolen it. Just kidding. I'm not a porch pirate. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Did someone say pirate? Did I really just go Dread Pirate Roberts? I think I did. I'm not a porch pirate. But I know that you spend that money on that. But if you make a commitment and really kind of carve out a day and visit these places, it's a game changer for them. Right? It gives them encouragement to move on. I can say this because I had to shop for 7 years. And I'm telling you, I did okay for a while. But then I'm also going to tell you that it got bleak really quick because people were like, they'll always be there. And then I had to get crazy. And I'm like, well, everybody, we're going to do meditation Thursdays where you come in and it'll be a donation. And then the first time, 25 people showed up. Fantastic. Everybody put in their shekels and the lights were on. And then over time, it turned into 25 people, turned into 15 people, turned into 3 people, turned into like me and the meditation person. You know why? Because people thought I'd always be there. And then they would be like, oh, those crystals are whatever. And, they'll just show up and they'll always be there. I can always swing by. I can always whatever. And then nobody bought them. And then they got dusty. And then I put them away. And then they show up and they're like, where are they? And I'm like, they're in the back. Nobody wanted them for a while. I don't want to see that happen to Tina. She's a good egg. She's really pushing her ideas. And by the way, when you open up a shop, you're really driven to do that. So I am going to do this. I'm going to pull up my website, and then I'm going to bring up the events. And again, I'm asking everybody to register and for the sound bowl, so for the sound bath, even though they yeah, and Melinda, I mean, listen, I know my target audience here. You guys are great. She's just got really cool stuff in there. So go to that. Did I do this right? Okay. Should be posted now. Just go to that page and you can also see that not only do I have things in Bainbridge, I just announced Utica. I'm going to be at the Burstone. I'm also going to be here locally in the Capital District down in Watervliet. I also have another spot out in Canajoharie where we're going to be at the very haunted Van Alstyne mansion, if you will. And it's just kind of cool. I like doing cool stuff. I don't know how you guys are, but I love doing cool stuff. All right. You guys ready to shuffle up and deal? I know I am. And listen, Trish, right out of the gate, I'm going to go right here. Her page is liked. Thank you so much for that. Let's do some readings here, everybody. Am I encouraging you to do that? Yeah, her shop, she actually does an auction. So if you go to her Facebook page, she'll do a Facebook Live, usually on Wednesday nights. Not always, but she probably puts out about 15 to 20 items, and it's a first bid, first serve type of thing. If you're local, you pick it up. If not, you just cover the shipping. So she's pretty good about that stuff. Whew, fantastic. Listen, I'm shuffling up and dealing here. Hi, guys. How are you? All right, we're going to bring in our bright light. We're going to ask our guides to connect with one another as we ask for messages to come through that we hope to receive. And we do this work in light, love, and laughter so we can become the best version of ourselves and all the work we're meant to do. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to do this work here today, because this is what I'm meant to do for the greater good and the light of the world. All right, guys. Trish, we're going to dive right in here. Thanks so much for being the first one in, and thank you for liking it. Look at you go right out of the gate. You're just like, I'm just going to get... This is you kind of saying to them, I'm going to change. I'm going to take my stuff. You take your stuff. I'm going to go the other way. But the swords that you do carry, you're going to be like, I'm going to get myself a new idea. And then guess what? It's because I'm taking the higher ground and ain't nobody going to stop me now. How about that one, Trish? Right out of the gate. How about this is just one of those subtle messages that lets you know who you are and what you're about. And by the way, fair is fair, don't you think? The Libra card comes out here with justice. We're going to hit the 11 here. So there's some divine intervention. You're allowed to kind of like make mistakes and move on. And oh, guess what? The 7 of Swords comes out with this. Lessons learned, by the way. That's what this is to me. This King of Swords, this Knight of Swords to me is about the Knight of Swords is about kind of like the, hey, I'm going to come at this with a new idea, but you're going to be guarded. You're going to be guarded. And then, of course, oh, yeah, the Hierophant, and you're just going to have a new way and a new appreciation for yourself. Maybe this is you upping your prices. Maybe this is you being a little more selective. Maybe this is about you being able to do that. Being able to say, hey, this is what I'm doing here. Right? It's kind of good stuff. Oh, somebody just bought tickets. That's kind of fun. Thank you guys for supporting the cause. Here we go. And where are we going with this one? Oh, wherever I am all there. By the way, guys, I love these cards. I didn't mix it up too much. I pulled out all of my all my cards. I had to take a picture of them and post them online. Like I've got this entire desk covered in tarot and oracle cards. All over this, right? There you go. That's how to do it. I got your back. I got your manual if you need it. You know me. I like to make sure everybody's taken care of. Trish, thanks so much for liking 7 stones. Tina picked up on the hint. That's why Tina's next. Tina's kind of like a, hey, B, I like the page too. Guess what? Who is the page that we're liking? Hi, Terry. How are you? 7 stones in Bainbridge, New York. And by the way, a lot of people have been hitting the YouTube channel, and I put out a thing about home parties, and I really do them locally here. First of all, I want to thank you guys for really coming out and asking me. I'm going to get to all of them. I really enjoy doing home parties. I'm a lot of fun. It's a good, safe night. It's camaraderie. It's all that good stuff. And I'm actually going to introduce another thing as well. I know that a lot of you aren't local to upstate New York. So I'm going to be doing Zoom parties as well. Ooh, Brandon, that's kind of fun. And by the way, I just had one the other night because it was a, what are they called? A fucking blizzard. It was a blizzard out there. And it really got me thinking. I'm like, why don't I do this stuff more? Now I've done circles online. I've done those things as well. But it's like, I'm really beginning to understand. I'm like, how did I not think about this? I've done them. Somebody would ask me, hey, we'd like to get a bunch of us together. And I go, sure, what are you thinking about doing? Well, we're in 4 different time zones. And I'm like, I'm good. But yeah, stay tuned for that. And actually, if you're interested in it, just send me a message. Go through the link for the home party. So Tina, here we go. Haiti, how are you? Hattie, Haiti. All right, Tina, here we go. Hello, Capricorn. All right, the devil card comes out. We're not going to mess around with this one. We're going to see all of them. This is about timing. Oh, yeah. Hold on a second. Oh, yeah. I'm going to tell you exactly what this is. This is about becoming unencumbered. So the devil card, again, people flip out about the devil card, the tower card. I get it. I understand. It strikes fear in the hearts of man. It's got a black background. It's got a couple of people chained up. And let's be honest with you. I've seen some of your websites, everybody. I know what you do in your spare time. That devil card ain't too far off from a Friday night. Am I right or am I right? So anyways, then you get the timing card of the 4 of Swords. Well, here comes this combo platter tells me that you're becoming unencumbered. The Queen of Pentacles comes out as in like a really kind of practical, here we go. I'm going to come up with a good idea. So this is maybe leaving your job. Maybe it's about timing. Maybe it's about you shifting something, some perspective, some understanding. And maybe this is kind of the way to go for you, right? Here we go. Timing. Wheel of Fortune. What this tells me, wow. This tells me that like you had to be stuck in that job. You had to be bound to that house. Maybe it's a new house. Maybe it's a new whatever. Maybe I get more career. This is showing career to me. Because of the Queen of Pentacles. I think you were strapped to a seat somewhere. And then this is the time for you to kind of break out of this. And then you were happy to wait. In the meantime, you're like, so if I had to create a dialogue, and again, I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but here we are. I'm going to say you were bound to this, but it was where you were supposed to be. You needed that experience for whatever reason. Maybe you needed it for the next job. Maybe you needed it for whatever. Timing card comes up, but you know what? It wasn't all bad. You kind of enjoyed it. It gave you the things that you needed, right? Celebrate good times. Come on. So then the 10 of Cups comes out. 10 of Cups comes out on the Queen of Pentacles. I can't tell you how successful this is going to be. Whatever it is, you got to chase your dream, kid. Tina, this is on you. I create my own calm. I fucking love these cards. I create my own calm. This is you being in charge of you. I don't know what you got going on here, Tina, but it's a change. You're going to change. Everything's going to change. You're going to change. Trump's diaper is going to change. All of this. By the way, also very disturbing. Can I just say that out loud? Tina, get out of here. Get going. Hey, Rita, how are you? Esther? Monica, thank you for the shout out on that. My home parties really are a lot of fun. I bring a live goat. If it's a full moon, we go outside. Clothing optional. It's kind of how it rolls. Sure. Yeah. The home parties, just send me an email, Brandon@spiritreeconnections.com, or through any one of the avenues that you can find. I will get to it eventually. Some of them are better than others. I would love to have one source of everything, which is what a website's supposed to do. But even the website doesn't always talk back to me the right way. It's all good. So listen, Tina, whatever it is you got planned, whatever it is you want to go do, I'd say go do it. Right? Hi, Terry. How are you? I'm very interested in a home party. Look at this. You shout out to those people. By the way, go if you would, 7 Stones down in Bainbridge. And let me tell you a little something about you. Are you an Aries? Terry, are you an Aries? Woo. Oh, Haiti, I'll get to you. Don't worry, kid. So, Terry, this is Aries energy. Welcome to the age of, oh yeah, there we go. Nothing ticks off in Aries like a 5 of Pentacles. And then, no, okay, do you have strong Aries placements? Hey, Venus, how are you? So, Terry, I'm going to go here with this. So this is about you standing in your truth. This is about getting kind of robbed a little bit. And then this is about you changing because of that robbery, highway robbery, right? Could be something where, quite frankly, it could be the simplest thing. Could be you saying, no, I don't think you should eat all the jelly beans. And then somebody eats all the jelly beans. You don't get any jelly beans. And then they have an upset stomach. And you're like, ha, karma. And then you're like, I'll never eat that many jelly beans. Could be that simple. Or it could be a pesky in-law that wants to take your parents' money. Kind of getting that feeling. 5 of Pentacles comes out because you're really kind of, I call this the little match girl card, right? Kind of out in the cold a little bit. And you're trying to do the right thing. And then, life kind of comes along and goes like, screw you. Terry, good luck. Kiss my left one. Oh, yeah, boundaries. And then the Judgment card. And again, a lot of people think judgment is judgment. As in I'll use better judgment. I'll judge you. You judge me. God is judging me. All of those things, right? Hold on. Terry, this is about 2.0. The Judgment card is the 20 card. 2.0. It is the recreation of self, right? Give me some validation. I don't know if you're smiling, you're laughing, or you're kind of going here. All right. So the Emperor comes out, and then we got the 4 of Cups. Look at you doing this with grace. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Listen, if I wanted to be that type of reader, I'd say karma's going to get him here, and it's going to bite him in the ass, and it's going to look like 7 proctology appointments in a row. I mean, I'm asking for a friend. So here you've got the Emperor sitting with the 4 of Cups, which is about hey, did I just lose out on this? What am I doing without this? You might have felt like you were missing out because you were always doing the right thing. Then, no matter how you were left out in the cold and shunned, you held your head high. You are one graceful, you just have a sense of grace about getting shit on. It sounds weird to say it, but that's what these cards are telling me. And then the Judgment card and the 2.0, you had to grow up fast. Terry, does that make sense to you? Does that resonate with you? It's like you grew up fast and you're just like, oh, I learned that one quickly. You're saying perfect. Well, that's fantastic. Listen, I want to give you one of these cards because I get the feeling like this one is going to really. Hey, Trish, half points. Sure does. Well, how about this for an uplifter? I set clear boundaries for everyone's greater good. Also, when you say things like, I drink coffee for your safety, not mine. Am I right or am I right or am I right? Am I right? We had a class today on boundaries. You guys can join that class. Go to the website, tbrandonruss.com. I need a jingle. What do we talk about every week? Well, we pick a different topic. This week, we actually talked about energetic boundaries when it came to consciousness. Why do we create boundaries? Why do we hold the door open for others? Well, let me tell you why. If we are worth half of the salt that we tell ourselves we are, Terry, you're very welcome. Did you notice I said 7, not 8 there, Trish? There's one that's a little more forgiving. Why do we hold the door open for others? I mean, really, genuinely. You hold the door open for others because of what our parents taught us, or of what society teaches us. Social norms and commentary. We don't want to, we also want to live in the world that we want to live in by opening doors for people. But when it comes to consciousness, part of the reason why we open up the doors for other people is because we understand what they're going through. It is a simple act. It takes nothing off your skin. But pay attention to the motivation on the other side of it. What's in it for me? Genuinely, what's in it for me? When you lose that and you don't think anything twice about it and you start opening up the doors open for you and you don't even know who opened them. You are meant to be a nameless, faceless door opener in a way when it comes to consciousness. And if you play your cards right and you really kick ass, you don't want to be a great medium. You want to be a good medium, but you want to be a great person, period. End of convo. Right? Makes sense? That is a key to consciousness. We all have ability, and whatever that ability is, it's a matter of how you apply it, right? All right, Haiti, listen, as a Venus, I'm glad you're a first-time viewer here. I hope you get my vibe here. 15 years with my kidney transplant. Well, first of all, 15, energetically, numerology, it's a 6, it's a new beginning. As I drink some more liquid and some fluid and I wash it down, a little bit of coffee. I know that coffee isn't the best, but it's not the worst for you when it comes to kidney stuff. By the way, I think it's amazing. I mean, think about how, as much as the world just has shitty corners, we really have crappy corners, right? That's what the world is made of. Like when you shine a light in the corner, you see the crap, right? You see terrorist attacks and wars and famine and thieves and all that stuff. But when you draw back a little bit more and you get a bigger mosaic, it kind of looks like a Picasso. It kind of looks like a Monet, right? You see a Monet up close and you're like, whoa, what is that? But then you draw back and you're like, oh, she's holding an umbrella. Our medical marvels, when applied correctly, and I'm not getting into any of the pharmaceutical crap and who gets paid and any of that other shit. Let's talk about the realness of how far we've come with our technology and medicine. It's incredible. It is incredible that we have figured out that there are drugs that you can stave off HIV and the AIDS virus for decades now. That was a 2 to 4 year death sentence, and it was ugly 45 years ago. Now you can take this pill, you're on it forever, but guess what? You also get to live that long too. Transplants, heart transplants, kidney transplants, retinal transplants. There are lung transplants. And those of you that haven't read my book, why not? Funny you should say that. Look it up on Amazon. It'll be there tomorrow if you order it now. One of the stories that I had in there, and Haiti, I'm coming to you, don't worry. One of the stories that I have in the book, um, and by the way, they are all the places where I took literary liberties, if you will, were that I had to move the story along. And maybe I took a couple of aspects of a couple of different things and just kind of influenced it that way. Yeah, Haiti, I'm glad that you see it that way for sure. But there's a story in there where I came to this woman, and it was a mother and a daughter, and the daughter was in her late 30s, early 30s. And I come to the daughter first, and I'm like, there's angels all around this. I'm like, who's Michael? And then I'm like, nope, 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 it's Thomas. I go, I'm getting it. I go, it's getting Thomas. And they're both kind of looking at each other. They're like, no. And I held up my hand. And I go, 5%. They're showing me 5. What's 5? What's May? What's the 5th of the month? I'm going down the whole thing. And they're like, no, no. And then the mom just dropped her head and she just started crying. I'm like, all right, guys, what's going on? Well, as it turns out, she was actually a lung transplant recipient. Her lungs were operating at about a 5% capacity. Not only was she on oxygen 24/7, if she didn't receive a lung within a month, there wasn't much hope. That 5% was dwindling daily. And she said that there was a man who was a cadet at West Point. And by the way, you can look up all of this stuff. There was a guy at West Point. He was from Iowa, and he was there on leave for a couple of days. So he went down to Coney Island. He was hanging out with the boys, and then somebody was drowning. So he went out there and he pulled the little girl in. He saved her. He's a cadet. He's like, okay, congratulations, cadet. You have done the right thing. You have been honorable. He's like, wow, that's fantastic. The little girl was nursed back to health and everything went great. The challenge was that cadet had been in the water for too long. He took on a lot of water and he was laboring in his breathing, and he just kept saying, I'm okay. I'll be okay. He passed away that night because he dry drowned, because his lungs were literally filled with ocean water. It also preserved them. And this woman that I was reading that literally said I was going to be dead in a month because that 5 is the 5% that I had, was given to me by a cadet named Thomas. I was literally reading the person who had given her lungs. Can't make this stuff up, guys. So I am a huge proponent for organ donation, blood donation, hair transplants, cut your hair, St. Baldrick's, all that other good stuff. If you don't need it, then leave it, right? And it's amazing that we're in a world. And by the way, my grandfather, who I'm named after, died of a kidney disease. They gave him the wrong medication. They didn't have it right. They had no controls like they have in pharmacies now. They were giving him, by the way, once upon a time, you used to go to the pharmacy and sometimes you get the stuff for the pets and the horses, and sometimes you get it for the humans and the kids. And sometimes they mislabeled bottles. And my grandfather took all the wrong medication that he thought was helping him for about 3 months. And then they said, we've been giving you the wrong medication. We're so sorry. Is there a lawsuit connected to it? No, because back then it was kind of like, try this. It's called a practice for a reason. And that's okay. So I am a big fan of kidney preservation. That's why I drink a lot of water. And that's why I follow doctors' instructions when they say, make sure your kidneys are in good working order. So here we go, Haiti. You ready for this one? All right. How about this? Right out of the gate. This changed you. Yes, I know. I'll put it up here. This changed you. By the way, the death card also represents Scorpio. It represents rejuvenation. This also represents coming back from, say, the dead. This is about change, though, right? Don't get bugged out by this. Because let me tell you something. Somebody's got to play the lottery, yo. You got the kidney lottery. That's what that is. By the way, they're showing me that you matched on 3 of the 5. I'm familiar with this because I almost donated a kidney once to my cousin, who had given one of his kidneys, and then he started having trouble, and I raised my hand. I went through all the tests. They ruled me out for a couple of different reasons. But here we go. What are you doing with your newfound everything? The Page of Swords comes out because this is kind of like a new, almost kind of reckless way of living. And by the way, I don't think you're being reckless. I don't think you're living off of Kentucky Fried Chicken. But let me tell you something, a good bucket's good every once in a while. No, this is about you saying, I'm going to have a new attitude. So this is about you coming back from it. This is about you living in your truth and actually recognizing that, guess what? A little bit of a broker here in the Soul Network. We got to make sure it goes okay. 10 of Pentacles, new step, new way of life. Bam to bam to bam. And then the Page of Swords comes out. Oh, here we go. Queen of Pentacles. You know, this tells me somebody's looking out after you. I don't know if this is mom or grandma. Haiti, I don't know if this is Helen, Eleanor, Esther, Eve. You definitely have somebody looking out after you here, Haiti. Who's mom's mom? What's mom's name? This is her. She pulled you back. She made sure you weren't going anywhere anytime soon, Haiti. Go ahead, chime in whenever you get a chance. And then the 10 of Pentacles comes out along with the 6 of Swords. Guess what that means, everybody? Guess what that means? That means that it's not easy. None of this is easy. Right? You're rocking and rolling with this. You're like, okay, I'm going to get there. Doesn't mean it's easy. Page of Swords comes out. So does the 3 of Pentacles. 3 of Pentacles comes out because this is about you kind of being like, you know what? I don't need to share with everybody. You know what? I'm going to get super practical and you don't need to see it. It might be new for you though. It might be new for you to be the leader. Haiti, what is your mom's name? What's this grandmother? This is her. She's hanging out right there. 33. I've been getting 33 everywhere lately. I don't know what this is. All right. I hope I didn't lose you there. Wow. Haiti, listen, congratulations on this. She's not letting go. Validation would be good. My thoughts, words, and actions contribute to the greater good and happiness for all. Ramona is your grandmother. This is the journey card. And by the way, so this is a new challenge for you. And you were hesitant on typing it, and I get it. My thoughts, words, and actions contribute to the greater good and the happiness for all. We make the mistake of thinking our health is 100% what we eat. How do we exercise? What do we physically do? We got to pay attention to what we let into our brain, our mental capacities, if you will. Oh, Haiti, listen, good luck to you. I'm glad you found me on the channel. I hope you find this stuff entertaining. Let me know if I can do anything. It's, I don't know. Listen, I'm going to tell you in summary, I get a whole bunch of, I get a lot more positive than negative. And I know you're up against it. I know that once you get a kidney transplant, you know, you're kind of on another clock of another kind. And then if cancer comes in, it might hold up things. And yeah, Haiti, you just got to be positive. You just got to rock this out, kid. That 10 of Pentacles, that Queen of Pentacles. If you're telling me grandma's name is Ramona, she's a Queen of Pentacles tonight. Go look that up. Just got to know that you are an encompassed person along in a journey, right? Tina, thanks so much for the validation. Yeah, your dogs are freaking out, but dabbling in travel agency stuff. If you remember her reading, you might want to dive right in. Wow. All right. Hey, first timer. Here you go, Venus. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Thanks so much for coming in. We're going to get a handful of things done here. We're going to get into the rapid fire here a little bit. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that other good stuff. Ace of Swords comes out. Oh, Venus. Hold on a second. I sense some anxiety. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Oh, yeah. I don't know. You getting married? You got a little thing coming up, do you? Is that what you got going on? So the Ace of Swords is kind of a new way of thinking, but listen, you get caught up in the old way, but you just want to be happy. Forget about this being the wedding card or the marriage card or any other stuff. This is actually just happiness, stability and happiness. So that tells me that it is actually part of it. Oh yeah, here we go. Past performance does not always equal future results here, Venus. So the Three of Swords comes out, and guess what? This tells us like, what in the heck fire are you doing here? You know, you can say, I want to be able to be somebody for somebody or whatever the case may be. And guess what? That turns around. I don't know why I do these accents. I'm just having fun with it. This has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with me having fun with it. The Three of Swords comes out to be like, remember, you know what the Ace of Swords are like? I am going to find a new person and I'm going to love them forever. And then the universe comes up and goes, yeah, remember the other 3 times where you had your heart stabbed like multiple times in the middle of the day? Anxiety. And guess what? That holds you back. The Four of Pentacles makes you go, hold on a second. Is this for me? Is this for whatever? Well, guess what? Let's kind of go here. Here comes the sun. George Harrison, my regards. Fantastic. This has positive outcomes. We're really going to get rolling here. I have the power to create change. Woo! Having fun. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You know what this is telling you here, Venus? I'm going to tell you what this is telling you. This is telling you, I know you've been through it. I know you've been through it. You deserve happiness, though. You have to create a mindset in order to get yourself there, right? Fantastic. Venus, thanks so much for stopping by. I hope to see you again. Remember to like and subscribe. Kibbe, how you doing, Kibbe? Haven't seen you in a while. I don't know what that box is. I think it's an alien head. Here you go. 4 of Cups. 4 of Cups is the FOMO card. You feel like you're missing out. Maybe you're sitting around on your couch all day, hugging the dog, petting the cat, not going out, not going to meet him that way. But guess what? Here they come. Page of Pentacles shows up and says, how about a new idea? Not really formed, a little bit immature. And oh my gosh, here is your knight in shining armor. If the tarot deck had a marble, man, it's the 6 of swords. It's the 6 of wands here. Am I right or am I right? Right? Am I right? Holy Toledo. This is about you kind of changing your mindset and going like, I'm going to try something new. Nothing wrong with that. Maybe it's getting out of area because guess what? Oh my gosh. All of the pain. This is all your past pain. The 10 of Swords comes out. By the way, these are all self-inflicted wounds. And I know it doesn't really look like that. Like, how did I stab myself in the back 10 times? Have you seen Kim Marie's work? I mean, am I right or am I right? I'm kidding. I know she's laughing right now. 8 of Pentacles along with the Page of Pentacles. It's hard work. It's hard work. Nobody said that it's not hard work. You're going to have hard work in all of this. And then you're going to take one of those wands and turn it into the Page of Wands. I love this read. This is a get up off your duff and go out there. I know it's hard work, but you're going to get there. All these past stuff, all these wounds. See you later. Bye, suckers. You know why? Because I am healthy and whole. What did I say about it's not just what you eat? It's not your exercise routine. It's also what you consume, what you think. You, girl, got to get up and go. I would love to tell a funny story about everybody that I kind of personally know in all of this. But I'll say it to you like this. Those of you that know that I get phone calls in the middle of the night from police and agency stuff, just know that Kim's on the good guy side. That's what I'm going to say to that. Kimmy, thank you so much, kiddo. You're going to get through this. You always do. All right, there we go. Courtesy. I just like what you said here, Donna. Donna, what's going on? I think you've had the Facebook picture for forever, and I always squint and go, are those 2 octopuses fighting? Totally making stuff up here. Totally making stuff up here. Sometimes people send me texts and they're trying to tell me something. Here we go. The Temperance cards come out, Donna. This is about balance. This is also about Sagittarius. So maybe there's Sagittarius kind of connected to this. And then you have the High Priestess. Are you going to take all the major arcana here? Holy Toledo. And then the King of Pentacles. Here we go. This is you overcoming challenges about being unbalanced. Maybe it might be self-medication. Maybe it might be caring too much. But you tapped into your own personal divine and you found your balance within that. You pull on your intuition in a good way. Then the King of Pentacles comes out. That just means that you've received the riches of finding your way, right? Then the Page of Cups comes out. This is about new love and figuring this out. It was a very purposeful time for you to maybe get a little lost in order to get found. And then guess what? The Six of Swords. Wow, the Six of Wands. One of them, pick one. The Six of Wands comes out with this High Priestess. This is somebody that has a good past life understanding of who they were, possibly of regal or royalty, and then they apply it into this life without being over the top, right? King of Pentacles, Five of Swords. Yeah, you know what this means to me? This means that it's a bit of a struggle to stay on top. Quit trying to stay on top, Donna. Just be. Just be, because you got all the tools. You got a great story here. You came out on top. There's no reason why people can't take a shot at you. By the way, each breath is a fresh start. Donna, I'm not reading too much into this, but I'm going to say it anyways. Every day is a new day to be a new day, right? Whew, one day at a time. A lot going on with that. By the way, I'm just making references to the card. I'm not making references to Donna, but I'm sure it's applicable in some way or another. Hope you guys are enjoying this. Donna, it's so good to see you again. Thanks so much for popping out there. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, geez. Well, you guys are popping in here. Fantastic. I guess the call to get your kidneys donated. Here you go, Sue. Thank you, Donna. Thank you, Donna. You choose what you share. Hey, Sue, how you doing? I don't know much, but I know if the King of Wands comes up, you better have a bag packed, because then the Knight of Wands comes up and it's going to be Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. And guess what? You may or may not like to share. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. Right, Sue, we're going to rock and roll this one. The King of Wands comes out because you have a surety about yourself. The Knight of Wands is maybe a little slightly different direction. This could be a career thing. You may want to go in a different direction. The Nine of Pentacles, one of my favorite cards for a whole bunch of reasons, is sitting right here going, the Nine of Cups. Oh my God, why am I doing this? Thank goodness I'm not teaching tonight. I would confuse everybody. Too late. The Nine of Cups comes out because this is about an abundance card of saying, look at what I've accomplished. So maybe this is you stepping out and being able to say, like, hey, I'm kind of the mom here. You respect everybody. High Priestess. Ace of Wands. This is a lover's card. All right, hold on a second. Everybody, close your eyes. I haven't looked. Think about what this next card is. What would make this a phenomenal reading? Oh, wow. What card would this be? Now, if it was, clearly we're on the upslope here. We're on a roller coaster ride of love. We're having a great time. We're having twists and turns. You know what this is? This is like that movie that you couldn't wait to come out and there's nothing but cameos in it. That's what this read is, right? Anybody want to guess what this is? Oh, of course. I'm going to listen. I told you it was going to be a positive thing. Happy eclipse season, everybody. The moon comes out. The moon is kind of a take a good, you take the bad, you take them all, and there you have astrology and tarot. And guess what? Right from left to right here, it is exciting. So this is a good time to get another, another first name so that then people can really trust you. Sue Liz here is all about the King of Wands and then the High Priestess. This is about you recognizing, like, I'm a worthy. You got the worthy card down, right? Then the Knight of Wands and then the Ace of Wands is you kind of going, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? And then the Nine of Cups along with the moon is, not only am I a good time, but I am a dream come true. I am my own dream come true. And if you stick around long enough, I'm going to be a rock star for everybody. Oh, and by the way, oh yeah. I honor my feelings and grow amid the discontent. In other words, the crocus grows from the mud, everybody. Right? You don't get there without a little bit of uncomfortability. It's the signs of probability. Whew, that was a fun reading. We're going to get a couple more done here. Don't you worry. Liz, thank you so much for coming on. Sue Liz. And by the way, I get people by their middle name and that sort of thing. Thank you so much for being part of things here. We're going to move right down here. Hey, I got to talk about numbers here. Angel number 33. Hey, Manny, how are you? I hope you don't mind. I'm going to roll over some cards for you. The angel number 33 serves as a spiritual. You're welcome, Sue. Thank you for the thank you. Oh, Gene is giving us an update down there in Florida. The Falcon 9 has just launched, so I knew it was coming up. Angel number 33. So I was mentioning 33, spiritual guide and protector, indicates you are being watched over and supported in your life journey. I have to tell you, I've been feeling that tenfold lately. I think it's an amazing thing. I've had a lot of coincidences. I've had some challenges. I've had some conflicts, and yet we're still working out okay. You know, when you truly care about people, I find that when I'm genuine about things, I'm just protected. Things get exposed, things get shown to you. You can't ghost a medium, guys. You can't pull one over it. You'll get away with it the first time. You might get away with it for a while, but eventually that 33 shows up, and you just get shown. And by the way, if you're good at this, if you're a good medium, you just go, okay, thanks for showing me. So I gotta share this with you too, Manny. You know, the 33. In my feed, those of you that don't know, I do a lot of music. I haven't put it out there yet, but here it comes. And there's a song by Toto, you know, Africa and Rosanna and all that other stuff. But they had a lesser known song, but you would all recognize it, called 99. And Steve Lukather sings it. And it was just in my feed for no reason. So 99. And I'm like pulling apart 99. I'm like, am I at the height now? 9 plus 9 is 18, which is 9, which is the height, which is the next step, which is the spiritual enlightenment. 9 of cups, here I am. Or maybe it's just 3 archangels looking out after me. 33, 33, 33. Just food for thought. Manny, here's some cards. Hang on to this. 4 of Pentacles showing up here. What are you afraid of? Oh, here's the Lovers. I told you I was feeling the Lovers. Here it comes. Here it comes. So you're a little... Might this have to do with a little bit of love? Nah, I got to be blunt here. So, 4 of Pentacles comes out. You're a little bit hanging on to your own stuff here, right? You're kind of doing one of these things. How about I go back a little bit? There we go. I can get my whole noggin in there. Ugh. 4 of Pentacles shows up because we're talking about you going, I don't want to lose anything, which might mean that you might not pair well with that Chardonnay because you're like, I don't really want to know. But how do you know you're not going to know unless you try, right? It's kind of like asparagus. It still tastes like crap, by the way, after all these years. So remember when you were 5 years old and you tried the asparagus, you're like, this tastes like shit. Guess what? It still does. But that's okay. You can say you tried it and you have decided to make a conscious choice, which is what the 6 of Lovers is the idea that you can make your choices. And guess what? The choices that you're making are to kind of like mind up here. But guess what? Take the emotion out of it. Boy, I got to tell you, though, Nanny, something tells me that you're ready to kind of grow with this. Oh, yeah, the 5 of Pentacles shows up on the 4 of Pentacles. You got hurt. Somebody put you in your place, even though it wasn't their job. But guess what? When you open up and that Lover's card gets together with the 10 of Pentacles, oh, is that magic? How about a never-ending source of abundance? How about a never-ending source of goodness, of opportunity, of rock stardom? And guess what? It's always your choice here because the 2 of Wands comes up. By the way, you can look at it as a soulmate card, 2 of Wands, along with the King of Swords. I get stuff with Dad on this. Oh, yeah, 99, Falcon 9. Figure it out, guys. Manny, what's going on with Dad? This is a boatload of Dad energy. Was this about forgiving Dad and having a choice of having him in your life or not having him in your life? I'm reading the cards, but I'm also telling you what I'm picking up on here. Wow. You know, there's a blessing behind every mistake. There's a blessing behind every challenge. Manny, I get the feeling like I think figuring it out. Okay, Manny, when did he pass away? And how was the relationship? It's almost like you opened. Okay, so 2010. So we're talking 14 years ago. Did the relationship have some rocky stuff to it, but it landed on its feet somehow? Like you guys worked stuff out? Yeah, this Dad's saying hi through this. Because this King of Swords, All right, let's pull a message card here. Here's your message from Dad. I am powerful. I am radiant. I am confident. Dad says hi. I love my work. I'm just a conduit for all this cool shit. Excuse my French. Manny, he's absolutely trying to remind you that you are everything from this. I think this means you guys had some challenging times. It could have been just as a family. But then when the abundance really started to rock out, and then you had the choice to be like, am I going to be like Dad or am I going to be like me? Am I going to love him to death? Am I going to tell him that that mistake that he made once was horrible and I can't talk to him? Right? Or is it going to be, am I going to choose to say, and by the way, I think all of us get there to this point. Our parents have always done the best they can with the tools they have. I mean, genuinely. I mean, every single one of our parents did shitty things because they didn't know better. And I don't care if they did it intentionally or unintentionally. You know, everybody on this has been in a car with somebody smoking with the windows rolled up. We just have. I'm feeling a little bit right there, right? Oh, Karen, good to see you. But, you know, I'm being facetious about this a little bit about smoking in the car or whatever, but think about whatever that trait is. Think about what they overcame to at least be a structured person as to who you are. They gave you tools. Sometimes they showed you how to be, sometimes they told you how not to be, but both of them were their job, right? Well, thank you, Manny. Manny let me know that I have a lot of angels protecting me, and this was a cathartic connection for Manny. So, Manny, thank you so much. But think about that. Think about, like, I mean, they had to overcome something to get to at least the point that they're at. And listen, they still might have been dastardly. They still might have been very challenged. They still might have been very like, bleh. But on the other side of that, think about how far they might have came this far, right? I think everybody kind of goes through that, especially when you go through a spiritual journey. You're like, because it's part of who you are. When you take stock in your spiritual journey, one of the first stops on that journey is what's your root? What were you born into? What was your socioeconomic stuff? What were your advantages? What were your disadvantages? Right? All of those things are actually part of the conversation for you to figure out who you are. So, Manny, thanks so much for bringing in Dad today. Bit of a rock star. I'm glad that I gave you some memory here for sure. And why are they telling me to restart my computer? Do they not know who I am? What in the Mars and fucking Pisces is this? Excuse my French. Jesus Christ. Windows? Where's Bill Gates? I'm going to go full Karen on Bill Gates. Listen, stick to your vaccines for Christ's sake. Just stay out of my computer. All right, there we go. Lenny, thanks so much for coming in. Paul, I see you there. Don't worry, we're getting to it. Lenny Cunningham on the frequency upgrade ride. There you go. Rock and roll. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Hard work here. The Carpenter card comes out. Eight of Pentacles shows up. The Two of Cups comes out. You're working on those relationships, aren't you? Oh, and you've got divine intervention here. Wow. Couple of aces coming along here. The Ace of Cups comes out. The Seven of Pentacles. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on, so it takes me a second. And then the Nine of Pentacles, practically perfect in every way. Lenny, listen, for you to come on to my channel and say, Lenny Cunningham, you just referred to yourself as a third person. You do know that, right? You do know that. And by the way, this read is 100% that. I'm busting chops. Come back soon. Lenny Cunningham on the frequency upgrade ride. Rock and roll, kiddo. That's what it is. By the way, that is this read 100%. So the Eight of Pentacles combined with the Ace of Cups is talking to you about the hard work's going to pay off. I'm going to show you something through this hard work. Your hands are going to be sore, but look at all the pentacles you made for yourself. Then you've also got the Seven of Pentacles along with the Two of Cups. This is about reaping what you sow. What you put into a relationship is what you get out of it. A little bit of soulmate love there. And then you've also got the Ace of Pentacles along with the Nine of Pentacles. What's the Nine of Pentacles? It's the height of it. So you go from A to Z in all of this, and guess what? You're practically perfect in every way. Don't let that shit go to your head, but I'll refer to you as the third person for sure. And by the way, I am enough. How about that? Are we rocking and rolling on that one or what? By the way, I took 2 cards. I took the top one. That's the way it worked. Don't tell me I'm some sort of card shark. I'm not gambling with this yet. But look at that. Lenny, I hope this landed for you. Thank God. Okay, there you go. And by the way, I hope you get my sense of humor here. I'm having fun with it. Thanks so much for tuning in. I love it when people show their personality through their posts. This is meant to be an uplifting thing, and your sense of humor might resonate and might not. But I'll tell you, the one person that sat back and started laughing at that just went, "Holy Toledo, that was funny." All right, Paul, how you doing? Thanks so much for showing up here, friend. Ooh, is this like, is that a ghost? What is that? Oh, are you worried about this? Are you worried? Are you worried we're going to open up a portal? I don't open portals on Monday. Come back tomorrow. That's when we open things up, right? Are you sure about that? Here we go, Paul. All right, the Empress comes out, and then we've got the 6 of Swords, and then we've got the 8 of Swords. Wow, this is a wake-up call for your intuition and your journey, my friend. You came to the right place at the right time. That's kind of how it's supposed to go. And by the way, the King of Wands comes out. Oh, I love this. I love this. We are going to rock and roll this. 2 of Pentacles. How about some cool people on your journey? And then, of course, the Hierophant comes out, or the Emperor comes out. Oh. So the earth and fire energy is kind of a deal with you, right? The air energy comes in and kind of screws you up a little bit. The Empress represents the feminine divine. It actually talks about Venus. So right now, I would really pay attention to Venus stuff. Guess what? Venus is in Pisces. Pisces currently has Neptune, Saturn, the sun just left, right? You've got Mars and you've got Venus all in Pisces right now. So guess what? With the fire sign here, you're a little conflicted. You're a little conflicted. So guess what? The journey, the 6 of Swords comes out. Not always necessarily the easy journey, but it's not forever. Guess what? You picked up some really cool skills, some really cool tasks. You also met some really interesting people. Maybe a soulmate. Maybe somebody you can call home. That's a possibility. And then you got the 8 of Swords in here, along with the Emperor. This is about you. Okay, this is pumping the brakes. I got to pump the brakes here on you in a second, Paul, because that combo platter right there of the Emperor and the 8 of Swords, the 8 of Swords talks about your intuition. Let the shit go by, man. Let it go by. Worry about the stuff you're supposed to worry about, and then go after the things you're supposed to go after. Now I'm speaking to your masculine, side here, but maybe this is about just being focused on your business stuff. Maybe this is also recognizing that, when somebody's cutting you down, just remember who the hell you are. You're the one that can kind of dictate where you go with things, right? And I'm going to mix this up because I saw the other one. And we're going to go with, I use my financial abundance to better my life and the lives of others. There it is. Paul, I'm sorry, I just nailed it. Paul. Right? You have figured out how to balance yourself and to go after the things that you want to go after. You may look at a little bit of tragedy or parts of your journey, setbacks, that sort of thing as opportunities, but good job by you. You are so landing on your feet with all of this stuff. I love my work, everybody. Paul, thanks so much for stopping by. I hope you like and subscribe. It's kind of fun, actually. And by the way, some people do that. They come on and they unlike my page, and then they're like, I'm a first timer here, and I fall for it every fucking time. Paul, I don't know what that guy is, all kind of scared. It's almost like it's an emoji kind of saying hi or whatever. But I think it's kind of cool. Very good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us here. Yeah, VA Breeze. By the way, are you in Virginia? By the way, cool cat right there. Reminds me of my senior photo. Hey, Melanie. Hey, Maria. Hang in there. We're going to get a couple more done here. VA Breeze. I don't know if you're in Virginia or not, but I was born in Virginia. I was born in Norfolk. I was a Navy brat. Here you go, VA Breeze. Hang on there. Knight of Pentacles shows up. Oh, look at this. Nothing but happy. Oh, yeah, the Hierophant comes out. All right, so I got to go to the next cards. Hold on a second. Ooh. Oh, fucking balls. Holy. I like my work here. You're in Richmond. All right, nobody's perfect. All right, so here we go. Knight of Pentacles with the 2 of Swords. You know what this tells me? This tells me you chose wisely. This is about connecting with somebody that you really felt driven that you could grow with. Why? Because the 10 of Cups comes out. along with the Hermit, the 9 card, right? Literally the 9th, actually, it's the 10th card. But the 9 card in the major arcana, the Hermit actually represents not being alone, but rather spiritual development. Your partner, your situation, your family has brought you to some level of spiritual enlightenment. Now the Hierophant comes out along with the Ace of Pentacles. Dude, guys, I'm dropping mega bomb awesome tonight, aren't I? Because the Hierophant along with the Ace of Pentacles is really you standing up in your own truth. You are unflappable because you made this choice. By the way, you paid attention to your intuition. Here's my thing. You actually have intuition. I got it made. I don't have to do it. I'm in charge. Don't get lazy. Don't get lazy, VA. What this is telling me is that you did the work. That doesn't mean that you can't do it again. It's kind of like taking care of the lawn every spring. Oh, I took care of the lawn last year. Don't think you're going to get rewards and bonuses out of letting it go to pot one year and that you can just rake it back to life the next year. Yeah, look at this. I cultivate community and connectiveness. Are you kidding me? I'm talking about doing your yard work and I'm telling you to cultivate. I'm just telling you. Paul, thanks for the kind words. I appreciate that. It's an amazing read. And I appreciate your insight and know that I have some myself. Paul, listen, I know who you are. It's all good. Thanks for stopping by. All right. So listen, VA Breeze, did you enjoy that? I think he kind of did. You cultivate. So in other words, you made the choice, right? It became a spiritual journey, and now you're full of abundance. The difference between that layout being full of abundance as opposed to being full of shit is you being honest with yourself. Sorry, I said it. Kind of cool, right? Maria, listen, I don't like beggars, but I love you. Thanks for coming on. I know you need a read tonight. I know you do. I get it. I totally get it. This one's for you. How about we tap into that moon energy eclipse? Thank you very much. Could I get a magician, please? Oh, it is coming up quick. All right, everybody. Oh, hang on to your hats. Do you like your dreams coming true? I know I do. I don't know. How is it going to happen? Oh, are you kidding me? The Knight of Pentacles. Time to get practical about your dreams. Oh, by the way, the magician knows when to use its tools. The 4, Caroline, absolutely. Or Caroline, absolutely. And then guess what? The 8 of Pentacles, or the 8 of Wands is also, here we go, the 9 of Cups. I love it. I love it. I'm like Santa Claus. I'm like Santa Claus of Terra. I don't know. Trying out a couple of different hats, seeing which one sticks. But listen, the moon combined with the Knight of Pentacles is about you getting practical about your dreams and how it happens. And by the way, there's also a little let go here. You don't always need to know everybody's story. You can let it go. You don't need to know all the details. Now, the Magician is a super powerful card, arguably the Jack of all trades card, and you get the 4 of swords on top of it. Jesus, Brandon, find an edit button. The Magician combined with the 4 of swords, guess what, is all about how you use that. Being judicious, being smart, right? Whew. 8 of Wands along with the 9 of Cups. All right, I'll say it. Play the lottery. Called it here first. I'm your favorite medium, 10% to him. After taxes, of course. Yeah, this is a winner chicken dinner. This is about paying your dues, doing it right, and being real with you. How about a little advice here? I hold space for myself and others. By the way, 4 out of 5 lottery winners end up bankrupt. Do you know why? They don't have a plan. I'm joking around about 10%. I really don't have that expectation, although it is kind of funny. Drop me a note. Let me know what charity I can direct you to, okay? But I will say this. You've got abundance written all over this, and that it's time. So if you feel like you paid your dues, I hold space for myself and others. Part of the judicious thing that you have to learn with your gift is when to use it and how to use it, how to hold the door open for others. When you win the lottery, you have to learn how can you actually help somebody. Handing them tens of thousands of dollars doesn't help somebody if they've never learned how to manage their money to begin with, right? That's a thing, guys. Right? That is a true thing. So when you get an abundance of anything, money, time, wealth, whatever, look for people that know how to spend their time wisely or use their money wisely or are grateful for when you share time with them. Just a little word of advice from your friend B. Gigi, how are you? Yeah, we'll do a couple more here. Laura, good to see you, love. Whew. Gigi, we're going out strong on this one. Ace of Cups comes out. Chariot comes out. Oh, yeah, here we go. Maria, thank you so much. I know you needed to hear that. Oh, we got the 8 of... All right, hang on. Hang on a second. We find a disruption in the force. I want to shake her hand and then go get a lottery ticket. Yeah, it's kind of bad form when you rub up on people on the internet. I don't know if you've seen that site or not, but it's kind of it's a little bit weird. All right, love you. How are you? Judy, how you doing? You're not late. Everybody's got good timing. And here we go, Gigi, first time around. Wow. You got 1 foot on the brake and 1 on the gas. Hey! Chariot, along with the Hierophant, 1 foot on the brake and 1 on the gas. Oh my gosh, could you do this to me anytime soon? The Temperance card. Okay. We're over our skis here a little bit, Gigi. Thanks so much for joining us. I hope you come back. Be sure to like and subscribe. Let me go left to right for you. The Ace of Cups gets met with the Queen of Swords. Now, listen, she's large and in charge, right? Oh my gosh, she's just hanging out, right? She's kind of like we love everybody. And then the Queen of Swords goes, we love everybody, but we don't give this shit away. We charge top dollar for anybody to be in our presence. It's not a hooker thing. It's more of like a divine right thing, right? You just don't let anybody in. It's about boundaries, right? It's about saying, hey, listen, I will love you to death, but you don't get to take it. What's the difference between giving somebody on the side of the road $5 as opposed to somebody breaking into your car and taking $5? The Queen of Swords. That's what. My entire class just laughed at that. The Chariot connected to the Hierophant is really kind of like, I want to get up and go. And the Hierophant's like, are we doing this the right way? We want to get this job done, but do we want to cross the wires on the electric? I don't know. Who's the electrician connected to you here, Gigi? They get a ton of electricity. And then you've got the 8 of Cups, which is kind of like I just feel like I'm going to lose out. You got a little Eeyore in you, but guess what? The Temperance comes out that tells you, so long as you play your cards right, you're going to get there. Temperance is about balance, right? Trish, yes, I did. Temperance is about you overcoming that addiction. You're worried you're going to step in the pothole again. You're worried that, it's just a matter of time before it goes. And you tend to be your own worst enemy, Gigi. Oh my gosh, this is going to turn into an Oprah couch. Gigi, listen, you're the bomb. You've been given a tremendous amount of abundance with the Ace of Cups. The Queen of Swords is about the boundary that it represents. The Chariot's about taking off, and then the Hierophant is about stepping on the gas, right? 1 foot on the brake and 1 on the gas. And then you're like, it's not going to go well. Maybe you just rushed to conclusions before. Temperance is about the slow and steady pace that gets you there, right? It's not what the rabbit does. It's what the tortoise does, right? That's why tortoises are ancient wisdom. Rabbits are just going off half-cocked. All right, here we go. I don't know how I feel about this, but I'm going to share it anyways. Gigi, I hope you're still here, kiddo. So, yeah, here you go. I choose kindness over cool. What are we in 4th grade? It sounds like something my 11-year-old would come home and say, and I'd be like, you can be kind and cool. It's not an inverse relationship. Get me some paper. I'll show you the graph. It's more of a Venn, motherfucker. It's not a bell curve. It's a Venn diagram. Get it together, Mrs. Dorr. Did I just give a shout out? There you go, Gigi. So listen, the caution is going to pay off for you. That's all. And you know what? I'm gonna change this. Where's my pen? I choose kindness and cool. How about that? Listen, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. I choose kindness and cool. By the way, that's a lesson Mrs. Dorr would tell everybody, just to let you know. You can be cool and kind. By the way, shout out to all the teachers. You're in the home stretch, kids. You're counting your days. You're rocking and rolling. Keep going. By the way, I reserve the right to change. I reserve to make up this world into what it is that I want to do. This is going to become my profile picture. You get to make up the rules, guys. I talk to dead people. I can make up some shit. If they're going to give me this gift and tell me to go figure it out, I'm going to go figure it out. I'm late too. Oh gosh. All right, guys, we're going to do power settings here. Yes, you're counting those days. Gosh, I hope we get back to a time where we actually respect teachers. And listen, some teachers suck. Well, I'm not going to lie. I had a teacher who was tenured, and he was so shit-faced drunk every day that trigonometry and I did not get along, right? Geometry and I didn't get along. You want to hear the ironic thing of all of this? Astrology is 100% geometry. My first astrology teacher was, I'm not going to say his name, but he was a well-known, he would literally just be so soused that we would just sit there and go like, well, do we owe anything? I mean, we're 16 years old. We're like, you're going to just sit around. You're going to show a movie. We're in math class. Like, what movie are you going to show? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And all of you just went 11, 12. By the way, that was Earth, Wind, and Fire, everybody. That was Earth, Wind, and Fire's first experience for you. Was Sesame Street. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, and by the way, they actually changed time signatures like 7 times in that one short thing. It's one of the most complicated songs ever written. It's better than which one of these is not like the other, which one of these just doesn't belong. Anyways, I digress. And he was an awful teacher. And we actually got an apology letter from the assistant principal at the end of the year saying, I'm sorry that we should have changed things before we were able to address it. And they worked some stuff out where we could do like a summer school thing. We could take it again, but we all failed. Like everybody failed. Like we were just like, and then he's like, you're responsible for all the pages. And we're like, what are the pages? And I think we overreact now when teachers like stand up on their own principles. And listen, I'm not saying you get to tell everybody what you believe in and how many Santa Clauses there are and all that other stuff. I don't want to go over the thing, but if you say, I think that this will make you a good person, or I think this is what's good for you, we got to get back to that. I also had a teacher who was so flat out balls awesome that when I finished my book, I looked her up and I sent her my book and I said, I don't think you understand how much I thought of you when I was writing this book, because you said to me, if you can just figure out your punctuation, you're a really good writer. In which case I said, comma, ... What do you mean? I don't know, ? Exclamation mark. That was funny, everybody. Thank you so much. But I looked her up when my book came out because I told her, and I had her in 2 different classes in 11th and 12th grade. And I had her for a creative writing class. And she looked at me and she goes, your ideas are nuts. She goes, you have to learn how to write. You have to learn how to put these into pentameters. You have to get them. What are you doing? Right. She goes, what do you want to be when you grow up? I'm like, I don't know. She goes, why don't you write? Why don't you be creative? I'm like, I'm a Pisces. She goes, I don't know any of that shit. Just start writing. She retired and moved down to the villages in Florida. And I sent it to her, and I haven't heard from her, and I don't know what's going on with her. But I think next time I go to Florida, I'm going to find her. I think I'm going to knock on her door. I think I'm going to bring a film crew, and I'm going to say, I'm your favorite student. And she's going to say, what? And I'm going to put on the wig, and I'm going to be like, I had hair out to here, and I had hair down to there, and I was living on a prayer. True story. Hey, Joanne, how are you? Tracy, yup, I agree. Melinda, yeah. Listen, teachers are good. And I don't care what kind of teacher they are. I've had teachers that are great in a classroom. I've had teachers in life. I've had teachers in other places. And I mean, we're starting to villainize teachers. Like, what the frig? And I'm not saying you have to agree with it. You can disagree with somebody and not banish them. God, we're so reactionary. All right, got a couple more here. Who was late? Debbie. Hi, how you doing, kiddo? Ooh, heavy hitter. Wheel of Fortune comes out. Oh my gosh. Well, let me tell you something right now. This is the last time you're going to be light. Just kidding. Wheel of Fortune, Ten of Swords, right in the back, and then here comes George Harrison. Wow. All right, guys, here comes the sun. We're going to be okay. Every little thing star card comes out. Girl, you got some divineness sitting around you. Oh, yeah, there you go, Ten of Swords. This might have been you wrapping up a relationship. I'm going to go there right out of the gate. But, happiness prevails. And guess what? On the other side of it, you have changed. I'm loving this. The Wheel of Fortune chimed up with the star card. Well, first of all, the star card makes two representations here. This dude right here sitting up there hanging out with the book. Well, that's Aquarius. Guess what the star card is? It's Aquarius. I don't know if you're Aquarius, but hola, thank you very much. You are an Aquarius. I don't know what the Aquarius energy is. I don't know if that's where your eclipse is happening in the 11th house. Not quite sure what the heck fire is going on, but let me tell you something. You are divine, because even though you've had some challenges, mostly self-inflicted wounds, there's a level of happiness here that you have no problem with, right? You are absolutely rocking and rolling it. And by the way, this positive, demure demeanor that allows you to say, guess what? I'm going to reinvent as I go along. I'm going to be happy no matter how many times you tell me I'm not happy or I'm unworthy. You're a Cap Libra Virgo, like Andy. Cap Libra Virgo. Cap Libra Virgo. So you're in Cardinal mute. I'm going to tell you. Oh, so you're supposed to be the practical in all of this. Well, let's talk about where we're going to go with this. Wellness is my natural state. Of course, that's the Virgo stuff coming in. I'm assuming that is Virgo moon and your Libra rising, right? Oh my gosh, Debbie. Yes. You guys have the same birthday, right? Oh my gosh. Thank you for now. Sometimes when I meet people, I have this thing that I do. It's just us, right? There is this thing that I do. And sometimes when I meet people and I sort of recognize them, I go, hey, where did we meet before? And they're like, we didn't meet. And I'm like, I don't know your money. Like, I try and back out of the parking spot after it's already kind of like hanging out there. And by the way, you can see that video with Debbie and Andy. It's actually really cool. They actually have the literal same birth date. And are you guys the same year? I can't remember if you were. I think you were. And interestingly enough, there were subtle differences, and what we were able to really kind of pull out of this. Oh, I'm sorry, Flan. Literally what we started to realize was, like, say for instance, we would talk about being a Capricorn sun. We would talk about the positives and the negatives, and both of them had positives and negatives, but not the same trait. It was a really cool look at how astrology can be different for the person sitting next to you. And it made me think about a time that I had a reading with twins, and they did a chart comparison. And you're 4 minutes apart, dude. Right? You're older, dang it. But still with the same birth date, we were able to talk about, the subtle transition of Uranus and Neptune, and how those two things wouldn't necessarily act on those particular signs, but then it became a real important thing to emotions, to your moon, where your moon angle is, and all of that other stuff. Manny, thanks so much for joining us. And it was a really cool experiment in talking about the different traits of all the signs. So thank you so much for being a part of this. And I'm glad I'm giving you the gift of wellness here. And guess what, guys? I got to wrap up. I've got a full day again tomorrow. I really appreciate you guys. Brandon, I'm going to type in, by the way, still my favorite thing. How cool is that? I'm a little bit of a rule breaker, if you don't mind, everybody. And listen, I'm just going to put it in here. If anybody's interested in any of those home parties, a Zoom party, whatever, Brandon at spirittreeconnections.com. Thank you for my jingle. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. I'm sorry I've been a little bit aloof lately. I've just been busy. When I'm not out here and on this, guys, before we sign off, send your light and love to Penny. She's going in for a surgery tomorrow. She's bothered by it. And I love her to death. I'm not speaking out of school here. I won't speak out of school here. But as her friend, it would go a long way if you give her some light and love. It would go a long way if you just let her know that you're thinking about her. Penny is actually going in for surgery tomorrow. And by the way, astrologically, it's actually a pretty good day for her. It's solid. It's not a you should absolutely do it, but it's leaning towards yes, you should. And it's way far away from no, you shouldn't. And trust me, she would reschedule it if she wasn't. She's too smart for that. A lot of people think, oh, we kind of fell out of graces or whatever. We didn't. We took a break from this. Like our personalities, our relationship was actually starting to reflect what we were putting out there, and we didn't want that. So we just took a simple, gentle, deep breath in and said, I'll call you next week. And, we might have not talked for a couple of weeks, but then when we got back together, it was like, it was old hat. And I'm not saying that because I think the world needs to know how Penny and I formed a relationship and we know each other. We got a lot of crap during that run, and it was insane. And I really saw human nature. I saw people, I really chalk it up to jealousy, and I chalk it up to whatever. And I don't want to say it ruined a good thing, but it certainly affected a good thing. And we took a breather, and we'll be back. We've already got a plan, actually, how we're going to work together in the future. It is in doses, because that's where she's at. And by the way, as a friend, she was on my channel because next week I'm going to release a couple of different videos of that time that she and I spent together. And underneath it, it's going to say book Penny in the future when she's back, because I got her back. All right, guys. Laura, so good to see you. Lenny, thanks for joining us. Debbie, always great to see you. Flan, listen, go back and watch the thing. Rita, thanks so much. We'll get caught up soon. Paul, thanks for hanging out. Tracy, yes. Love you. I don't know who you are. Love you, but that's a little forward. Don't tell me what to do. Thank you very much. Judy, thanks so much for joining in. Karen, I'm glad you enjoy these. Teeny, first in, last out. I know you. Gosh, I know all you guys are out there. I know Paul is out there. I know some other people that aren't typing in there. Thanks so much, guys. Going to give you guys a hard tap. Joanne, good to talk to you again. I'm going to see you guys soon. Take care, guys, and keep going. Wait a minute. Thanks, Rachel. Look at that. And then your tribe chimes in at the end going, yeah, B, I was watching you doing it, right? Thanks, Gina. Who gives a shit what other things? Lenny. It's a way of life.